That creepy, weird music. It sounds like we're in a desert. Signals one thing, that's Monday Mirage. It's Goss here with you, the closer, Brian Mariano, filling in for Levac here on Levac and Goss. What was real and what was just a mirage in the world of sports? We start with something that happened today. Real or mirage, Brandon Jennings leaving the New York Knicks is a good thing. Jennings waived today by the Knicks.
I think that's real. Honestly, at this point, the only thing I'm upset about as a Knicks fan, and obviously following them like we do on this station, I'm just upset that they didn't do anything last week to get something of value back for him. I understand that he wants to go play for a contender, and the Knicks are not a contender right now, nor will they be in the next year or so. I think leaving the Knicks is a good thing, gives him a chance to go and play for a contender like he wants to, and he really wasn't helping the team as much as we hoped when Phil Jackson went to get him. So, cut ties, I think, are real here. I think absolutely it's a good thing.
Did it help the Knicks get better? That's the way I look at it. Are the Knicks a better team now without Brandon Jennings? Doesn't feel like that. If the New York Knicks are only 4 games back in the Eastern Conference playoff hunt. Now, some will say, guys, I don't care about the playoffs. This team's no good, and that's fine. That's how a lot of Knicks fans believe.
That's what I'm saying to you, yeah.
Right, but the team isn't better without him. Unless he's a huge problem in the locker room and starts stomping his feet. I want to be on a contender. I'm not coming up. If he throws a huge fit and he becomes an issue, then he'll get cut. But he knows if he does that, then those teams that are contenders may not want him. Or maybe he'll change his tune when he goes there. I get why you're going to say it's a good move. You save $5 million in cap a bit. You try to get some of these young guys some reps. But the team's not better because of this. So I have to go with Mirage. I don't believe it's a good thing. It's a good thing for Brandon Jennings.
Sure.
But for the Knicks franchise, I don't see it.
It's a good thing, guys, because you want to know why?
Why?
Because now that's $5 million that we can pay to Lonzo Ball, baby, when he comes here to the Knicks. Okay? Taking over New York, baby.
You, Lonzo Ball, and Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow's here next. Real and Mirage, Tim Tebow's presence at New York Mets spring training is a distraction.
Oh, my goodness. This is a mirage. No, it's not a distraction. No, it's not a distraction.
I gotta hear this.
He's not, okay? He has his one press conference, okay? After this, it's going to be just about baseball, all right? And then where he's going to look at and all the different stops he's going to make in his single-A road trips this year, and everyone wants to figure out where to go get some Tebow. Make sure I get my Arizona Fall League jersey. Have one on order for you as well.
It's your Arizona Fall League update with Levac and Goss on 104.5 The Team.
Exactly. So, no. It's the same thing as the Yankees talking about A-Rod being there, okay? For a day or two, it may be a distraction, but after that, no. Overwhelmingly, Tebow will not be a distraction in Mets game.
Will he be a distraction away from the diamond? Of course not. But we're talking about a 29-year-old rookie who's holding his own press conference. It's a little out of the ordinary. It's not like the regular spring training camps the Mets have had before. There's a lot more media. Sal Paolantonio is for some reason there. He's not an MLB guy. I don't know if him and Pedro Gomez got confused, but Sal Pal's there. It is a distraction for the Mets. Is it the biggest distraction in the world? Is it going to cost them victories? Probably not. But is it really worth having Tebow there? Are you really going to have that much of an influence in ticket sales for your spring training camps set up in Florida that you're going to earn that much money where it's going to be worth that plus him taking reps away from players that you believe could actually have an impact in your organization in the future?
Yeah, but do you really think that having some kid that you drafted in the 30th round coming through on your single-A ball club really is going to help you as much as I understand? 29-year-old rookie, I get that. But this guy's bringing a whole new audience to your team, to the Mets. People who don't really pay attention to baseball anymore. Oh, Tim Tebow, I liked him when he played in the NFL. Yeah, he's playing baseball. I'll go watch that game. Or I'll flip that game on if it's in the local area. Sure, why not? He's not a distraction, guys. Absolutely not. Today, maybe for his press conference, but not at all after
Eric
that.
passes along to us. Eric producing the show today. For those who want to know, the final tally for Tim Tebow was 9 batting practice home runs.
Attaboy. Here he goes. Ready to go,
practice.
baby. Ready to go, baby.
Batting practice.
Taking over New York, baby. Lonzo Ball and Tim Tebow. Let's go.
I thought the Arizona Fall League was bad. Now we're talking about the practice swings in practice of Tim Tebow.
We're all rooting for you, Timmy.
Real and Mirage. The Sacramento Kings actually made a bad trade with the New Orleans Pelicans for DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. I'll give you a little context here. Since the trade's been made, the Pelicans are 0-3.
Yeah, I would have to say this is real. I mean, this was a move by Divac to say it's the old addition by subtraction move. And if any Pelicans fans or the organization thought that moving him there was going to change his ways, that there weren't going to be any more technical fouls, and he was actually going to transcend what he was in Sacramento, you were really very, very wrong. Okay? So, do I agree on the court? Talent-wise, him and Anthony Davis together, yeah, they're probably the most talented front court in the game. But he's not going to be very good if he's being suspended because he's getting 25 technicals a year. So right now, the Kings absolutely made out on this. There's no doubt.
You know, it kind of feels like, and I know Patriot fans are going to feel insulted by this, but the Kings sort of feel like the Patriots.
What?
In the sense that they found guys who fit their system. The New England Patriots don't go out and sign the biggest free agents all the time. They don't go out the draft and find the can't-miss prospect. They go out and find guys who are going to work on their team. Maybe they're a slot receiver. Maybe they're somebody who's good in a certain style of defense. A really good special teams guy. They say, this is our system, and here's how we're going to build off of it. They believed Buddy Hield could score, and he can. They believed DeMarcus Cousins had hit a point where they're never going to get anything better than they did. Although Vlade Divac admitted 48 hours earlier, he believed he had a better deal. And Kings fans are crushing Vlade Divac and the organization for not getting enough out of Boogie Cousins. But there's a really good chance that the Sacramento Kings make the Western Conference playoffs over the New Orleans Pelicans. It's going to take time for Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis to find the way to play with each other down low, how you get certain touches, rebounds. But the Kings may have found something in Buddy Hield to make their franchise finally better style of play.
I apologize to all of the New England Patriots fans that Gaz actually put the Sacramento Kings up right next to and put them in context with the New England Patriots.
The Kings are trying to model themselves after the Patriots. Vivek Ranadive. He wants to play 4-on-5 if it's up to him.
I'm so sorry.
Have you ever watched the HBO Real Sports on Vivek Ranadive?
I have not.
Oh, it is fascinating stuff. Yeah. Wants to play 4-on-5. It was up to him. He would press every single minute of the game because he did that with his daughter's teams growing up.
Okay.
Coach Vivek Ranadive.
Oh, my Lord.
Real and Mirage. The Chicago Bears are making the right move, not franchise tagging Alshon Jeffrey.
I think this is real. I mean, at this point, Jeffrey's hitting the second half of his career. Right now, you are still trying to figure out who your quarterback's going to be. All right, if you're bringing back, and everyone knows that I'm kind of against USC quarterbacks because they haven't really, shown up at all. But Matt Barkley played well last year. So if you're going to bring him back, okay. But that team needs such an overhaul right now that I don't think franchising and giving him what would be upwards of almost like $20 million.
A lot of money.
Yeah, you're giving him a lot of money to come back to be a guy who's, I don't want to say mediocre, might be too harsh. He's still a top level receiver, but injuries have hurt him. Being suspended last year with issues dealing off the field. So right now, I would say real. It's the right move. Don't tag him.
I'm with you as well. Real. Alshon Jeffrey, we talked about a bit early on that the wide receiver numbers for some reason this year in free agency are all over the place. When Kenny Stills is projected to make $12 million to be a top 7 wide receiver, according to reports. The Bears don't need to overpay for Alshon Jeffrey. They may not even want to deal with Alshon Jeffrey anymore. They think in their staff maybe Kevin White will finally get good. Maybe we'll find a quarterback and get one of the wide receivers that he's worked with before. It makes sense not to bring back Alshon Jeffrey. He's done about as much as he can do for the Chicago Bear franchise. It's better now if they just part ways. Real or Mirage, the Gonzaga Bulldogs are the best team in college basketball despite their loss to BYU.
Guys, we all know the real answer of who the best team in college basketball
is. I watched them lose last week. You're talking about the Duke Blue Devils? Is that what you're going to say?
You calm down. All right, this is Mirage, okay? As much as Gonzaga being impressive, undefeated until this past weekend with their first loss, they are not the best team in college basketball. And we'll ask Patrick Stevens in the next segment on who he thinks is. But in my opinion, the most talented absolutely is the Duke Blue Devils. Absolutely. I invite all the haters on Twitter. All right? Come on. They're the most talented team.
At 104.5 Mariano.
Yes. Come on. Come and get it. Because they are the most talented team. It's just whether they can, with all of the off-court issues, some on with Grayson Allen, but they've finally are healthy again, if they can get Grayson Allen back on the court, this team can be really dangerous come tournament time. Watch out for the ACC teams. I don't like Gonzaga.
Allen's good. Tatum's good. I have a little question about the defense.
Kenard's best player on the team.
He is. He's good as well. I'm a little curious about the one-on-one defense with the Duke Blue Devils this season. They get beat too often on one-on-one matchups.
Why, you don't play a stupid zone every time down? What the heck is that?
I wouldn't play zone with Duke. There's too much talent on that team. Duke is not the best team. Gonzaga's not the best team in college basketball. Less than 2 weeks away from Selection Sunday. Right now, if I had to fill out a bracket, I truly believe the Oregon Ducks are the best team in college basketball.
Really?
Oregon's lost 4 games this season. One was to Baylor, who went on to be the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
One was to UCLA, barely. Colorado's a good team, and Georgetown, both bubble teams. They've lost 4 games. They went to the Elite 8 last year. They're better. The Pac-12, in my mind, just as good as the ACC.
What?
Now it's more top-heavy. Here's the difference. The Pac-12's top 5 and 6 going to hang with the ACC's top 5 or 6.
The ACC's going to have 10 teams make the tournament.
The bottom portion of the ACC is why everyone looks at the ACC and says, wow, they're really good. We're talking about the 8th and 9th and 10th best teams in a conference.
All right.
Just because they have really good average teams doesn't make the conference better quality of play-wise and who I'd trust to go deeper. The Oregon Ducks, believe it or not, for me, Dylan Brooks not getting enough love for Player of the Year. Give me the Ducks if it started today.
Listen to me. All right, we talked about this last week when you were in Colorado. Like Levac wants to do this hair bet with me, where instead of you guys with the hair have to shave it, I have to grow mine out. I'd be willing to do a bet with you. I'll take the top 5 teams in the ACC. You can have the top 5 teams in the Pac-12, and we'll see which goes the furthest in the NCAA tournament.
So you're saying I get 5 teams to pick from the Pac-12.
Yep.
You get 5 to pick from the ACC.
Yes. And I guarantee you the ACC team will go further than any Pac-12 team.
Oh, one representative apiece? Or
No.
Let's do it this way.
Okay.
As of right now, and of course I'll see the bracket.
Yeah.
We're talking second weekend. I feel more confident that Pac-12 teams would have more teams in the second weekend. We're talking the round of the Sweet 16 than the ACC teams.
So you're saying I get Louisville, North Carolina, Duke, Florida State, possibly your Syracuse Orange. I don't think it'll be a top 5. Yeah, right there.
That's 5.
And that's just off the top of my head.
I'll take Oregon, Arizona, UCLA, toss Cal in there. USC's really good. I'll take them all.
God.
I'll take that bet.
All right.
All
right. It's on.
All right, so there it is. Weekend on weekend. Who's going to have more teams in the second weekend? I got one last one for you. Real or Mirage? The Oscar gaffe is one of the most amazing live television moments in history.
Oh, as much of a terrible thing that it was, I'm going to say Mirage here because for this reason, okay? There's always been those moments in TV history where you remember where you were. Are you going to remember where you were watching this in 10 years?
I am.
Will you?
I think so.
What? Because of the mess up of the cards? Yeah. I understand it'll be a conspiracy talk about, but that's really high on your moment.
There's like 1 billion people who watch the Oscars. 1 billion with a B.
There's not 1 billion, but there's 32 million who watch it.
In the United States. We're talking around the world, man.
Oh,
the Oscars are a world thing. I saw Best Foreign Film up there. There's like 1 billion people who watch the Oscars, and they don't watch.
You were going crazy for Zootopia.
Zootopia should have won Best Picture.
The Academy Award for Best Picture.
Zootopia.
La La Land.
Just missed. Wait a second.
To my family, maman, papa, Jeff, hommage, vous adore. Matt Pluff, you kicked this off. And Damien Chazelle, we're standing on your shoulders. We lost, by the way, but,
Guys. That's my favorite part right there. It's such a sports moment that people don't realize. If you have a friend who has a favorite team in the basketball, NBA, baseball, NFL, and they're watching a game, and you're like, yeah, I'm a Steeler fan. Le'Veon Bell killed it for my fantasy team.
We lost, by the way, but,
Your team lost to the Ravens, though, or something along the lines. That's such a great moment. This is as if the NCAA tournament bracket was getting revealed on CBS, and they told the wrong teams that they were in. And they're like,
we lost, by the way, but,
You get a call if you're like the first 14. Like Syracuse gets a call and says, hey, man, we'll see you in Buffalo in a week.
We lost, by the way, but,
By the way, no, you're not. Don't even bother getting on the bus.
It was an amazing moment. The answer is real to that, by the way.